Hi everyone, my name is Kai. Today, what I want to do is do a video on how to be safe around weapons, especially semi-automatic weapons. But before we get started, I just want to throw a couple of stuff out there. One is that I know gun is not for everyone. I am not a gun advocate, and I am not a politician. However, gun safety should be everyone's concern, and it has been something of my passion to make people be more aware of safety around any kinds of weapons. If you don't own a gun, I'm pretty sure someone you know, whether your family, friends, own one, you just don't know that they have it. Okay, with that said, is that my job today is to instill a little bit of confidence and knowledge so that when you come across one of this, more importantly, you know what it is and what not to do when you come across one of these. Okay. Um, First of all, I didn't grow up around guns at all. My first encounter was when I joined law enforcement, and I know it can be intimidating and it can be scary if you've never been around guns before. So, with that said, what I want to do today is just show you a gun that I have around. The gun I have around me is called Glock. Why Glock? Glock is used by majority law enforcement, military, and also a lot of private citizens have it in their home because it's simple, but more importantly, it's effective and it's been tested worldwide. So now, why do people choose a semi-auto? One is at the high capacities. A semi-auto will hold between 15 all the way up to 50 rounds, and whereas a revolver, which you use probably seen in cowboy movies and stuff like that, hold between 5 and 8 rounds. So now you see why semi-auto is so popular in home defense and personal defense. Anyway, with that said, I want to go over 4 things that I came up with, and I'm sure there's other stuff out there about gun safety. Okay, so rule number 1 for me when I teach classes is always about safety, safety, safety. Okay, and then rule number 2 is that treat every weapons that you come across, whether they hand it to you or it's just laying around, as though it is loaded. What does that mean? The gun is hot. Weapon off your finger off the trigger. If you do not put your finger in the trigger, which is this, the gun shouldn't go bang, because gun does not go off on its own unless it's being manipulated, and usually the finger go in the trigger and pull it is going to go bang. And of course, rule number 3, never ever point a weapon at anything that you have no intention of killing or destroying. Why do I say that? If you point a weapon at somebody or something and you have no intention of using it, they are going to grab that weapon and use it on you. And rule number 4, when you forget about anything else, just go back to rule number 1, which is safety, safety, safety. Okay, let's get started. So today, what I want to do is go over this Glock right here. Okay? We can disassemble this Glock, which is a semi-automatic, and we can do it safely. Okay? In every semi-automatic, there is a mag drop, which is located here, or it could be here. I'm right-handed, so my mag drop is going to be on the right. Some will have what's called a dual drop, you can hit either way, left, right hand, whatever. So with that said, most people make a mistake by not dropping the mag. If you don't drop the mag, you pull the slide back thinking your gun is empty. It's not, because as soon as one is ejected in semi, the next one comes up. So that means your gun is still hot. So with that said, I said we're going to drop this mag. Watch. As soon as I drop this mag, I should be able to catch it. Boom. Is the gun empty? I'm going to make sure by doing this. As soon as I pull this slide, a round just drop off, okay? I know you can't see that, and I am so sorry. It's not the best, but see? Right there. If you look, there shouldn't be anything in the chamber. So with that said, is that once you shoot all your rounds, your gun should lock back. Once this is locked back, that means your gun should be empty. For me, I do what's called double check. I will physically put my finger in the chamber to make sure there's nothing there. I will visually inspect the chamber. I will look down that chamber, make sure there's nothing there. Now with that said, your gun should be ready to disassemble. All we're going to do once we make sure there's nothing in here and it's empty, we're going to pull the slide back and let it ride. That means the gun's right there. With the Glock or any other semi, you're going to slightly pull back. See how I have my hand? Pull back slightly. Pull down right here on the assembly. Pull the trigger. That's going to slide forward. Now, your gun is basically loaded and ready to be taken apart. This is called field strip. As someone that's not trained, I will show you 4 parts that's going to come apart, okay? So there's nothing here. We're going to put that down. This is your receiver. It's going to go down. We're going to take the spring. This is what allows your gun to go back and forth, the top and the bottom. We're going to take that off. That's part number 2. 1, 2. 3 is the barrel, okay? The barrel comes out just like that. You can look down it. You probably can see it. I'm sorry if you can't. Right there. That's what your ammunition and everything go through. Okay? We want to clean that. Why am I showing you this? If you just get started in guns and stuff like that, if you go to the range afterward, you want to be able to take it off and clean it. Okay? So you don't get a lot of residue and stuff in there. That's 3. And this is your 4. See? Most of mine will have this. Okay? If you have to break this down any further, you have issue with your weapon, you need to take it to a specialist. They will go through, clean it, disassemble it, and make it right for you again. Okay? Now, how do we put them back together? Just in reverse. Okay? Upper, which is the slide. The barrel will go in. Slide. See? Slid into place, just like that. Next, the spring. You gotta remember to put this back. Trust me, I'd forgotten a couple of times. It didn't work out too well. Put that back. Make sure it's seated, right? So here it is. Sometimes it can be difficult, but now it's seated. Okay, there you go. That's seated. So what's next? You gotta put this slide back. Right here. Right there. Watch. Okay, I'm sorry. There you go. Better. Gonna go back. You hear that? That means it's seated. If not, you wouldn't hear that. So the next thing is, I know this is empty because there's no mag in here, right? There's no mag. I can put my finger in the trigger. I'm going to pull it. Listen to this, okay? Once it's assembled and back to the way it's supposed to be, listen. There you go. That's 1. I usually like to do it in 3. Again, click. You should hear that. again, click. Okay. Anyhow, I hope with a little bit I just show you, it gives you a little bit of knowledge and confidence, and make it less scary to be around semi-automatic or any kind of weapons. Just always remember, when in doubt, finger off the trigger. This gun will not go bang unless you pull this trigger, okay? I have never seen a gun go off on itself. I haven't. So anyway, with that said, thank you for watching and listening. If you do have any questions or want to know more about weapon handling, manipulation, or just anything at all, I'm available. I'm in your class. Reach out. Thank you and stay safe.